Welcome back to episode 281 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Thursday drop, prepped, cut, and clean. Gong Show's back, running over the scene. Tearing through sets, no checklist safe. We break it all down, no hype, just straight. Hobby news, we cover it all. From card show whispers to that marketplace brawl. Louis still muted, classic routine. Phil's on the mic with that savage lean. Calling out lonely men, roasting with flair. While Josh shows pickups, Phil just glares. NHL talk, locked in tight. Prospects, trades, we see it all right. No filters, no fluff, just facts that sting. Thursday, Gong Show running the whole damn thing.
All right.
No,
That was the wrong version.
No filters.
There's a better one.
You have a muzzle on me. No filters. Okay,
Muzzle.
Muzzle.
We tighten it up right before every episode. What's up, boys? What up?
What's going on, ladies? What's happening?
Hi.
Ladies. Curtsy.
Curtsy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Should we just do a show?
Sure.
Yeah, it's our.
Do you think you want to share from your personal life, Phil? You want to share any intimate details of your love life?
Nah, everything's pretty stagnant right now. No work going on. Yeah, work grind. But I mean, no work for 2 days. It snowed. We got schmuckered up here with a big blanket of white stuff. So yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I gotta hit the pause button for a little bit, and then just need 1 day of good melt, and then we'll be back at it. Yeah.
Huh.
Louis, anything to report? Any news?
Mm-hmm.
Show off your project that you made.
What?
Show off your project.
We can't put it on the fridge.
My new sweatshirt I made.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the people guess in the comments what that is.
Sure.
Guess in the comments what it is.
And what number favorite it is.
Oh.
Phil, so I'm looking at our notes for the Friday Nights with Phil preview, and I see three things. I see Dave guessed fun.
Yeah.
Is that about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a loose framework for Friday night. So I know Dave will be there. Sylvain maybe will be there. We're always going to have fun. Oh, I forgot something else. Yeah, the SPX. We're going to be giving away a box of SPX, and I'll be opening a box of SPX. So I'm going to buy your love.
A
Nice.
lot of SPX talk today. We'll get into a little bit. Couple quick things before we get started. Hockeychecklist.com update. Added a few new checklists to the site. The 24-25 overtime, which is the Canada exclusive checklist, is now up. 1960, 61 tops. Big favorite of mine, 2008-09 Fleer Ultra. So that is the first Essential Credentials cards, the first Hockey Jambalaya cards.
Hey, do you got that one with you?
Which one?
That Essential Credential card.
Oh, Phil. This one?
Yeah.
Another one came out on eBay today. $1,000. Man.
What?
$1,000? That's it? You should buy two.
1,000. Nah, it's a PSA 9 though. I want to find like a PSA 7.
Yeah. National Hockey Card Day checklist is up, and so keep adding checklists there. And if you're in our Discord, make sure you use the request a checklist feature, because we'll, you suggest it and we'll add it, right, Papa Louis? We're all about that. Also want to thank everyone for the support. We're just at the 2-month mark and 50,000 views so far, which is mind-boggling and can't believe it. And then a special thanks again to everyone who uses the eBay links. So remember, if you go to the site, go into any player's detail, click on the eBay link, and any card you buy in the next 24 hours. So if you click on like a Noah Dobson base card and you end up buying an Ovechkin Future Watch Auto, like Bill probably will tonight, that counts. And we get a little commission from that. And why that's important is because I keep paying developers money that we don't have to build new features onto the site. So we really are grateful for the support. And to give you now like an idea of what we're working on, a project that we just initiated this morning, it'll take a little bit to get this going, is we heard feedback from people in Europe that said, we don't collect like you guys do in the United States. If I live in Sweden, I want to collect players that are from Sweden or Finland or wherever they're from. And so we're going to add to the search feature the ability within any checklist. So if you go into 24-25 SPX, which is on the checklist site, you'll be able to search, hopefully within a month or so, by nationality and pull up every proud Canadian. Phil, you'll be able to find right away on the checklist site. So that's that's why this help is so needed, and we thank everyone for that. Got to make a mention for GP Sports, or the official breaking partner of the Gong Show. They've even deputized Phil as a moderator. He got mad at me today in chat as we were watching SPX break.
What?
Stern warning, sir.
Yeah, it gave me a warning. I got scared, and it put me in line. I'll tell you that much. Another big release week, of course, at GP. Grant and crew ripping through cases yesterday of SPX. And if you missed it, they have huge breaks planned for Friday nights, probably more SPX, big mixers. So head to gpsportscards.com to get your spots, and then watch Grant pull some heat on the GP Sports Cards YouTube channel. And then lastly, before we get started, a reminder that our show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast, which means we rely on the support of listeners and watchers like yourself to help us cover our show expenses, produce more and hopefully better hockey card content, and basically just fund money to all the developers at hockeychecklist.com. This is really for them, as we're learning. It goes to them. It's very easy to support us. You can do as little as $5 a month. Be one of the first 299 supporters of our show. You forever get that title. You also get access to the Discord server, and we'll spare you, Phil. Phil, you got any other Lonely Men addendums to make today? Or
no, we'll keep it for the weekends.
Okay, we'll keep that for the weekends. You get access to the Discord server, everything going there. I think in 7 days, we're a week away from scavenger around the NHL playoffs that's starting. You can win a box of 24-25 Black Diamond if you win that. And so just always a great group of people, lots of stuff going on there. It's funny, they implemented an introduce yourself channel, which I would have never thought of, and it's awesome because everyone's kind of telling.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
That's been fun. If you want to support us, you want to join the Discord, it's very easy to do. Go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon's website directly, patreon.com, and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description in both YouTube and podcast apps and our Instagram, TikTok profiles too. Baba Louie.
Yo.
We have one new patron since our last show that we want to give a nice shout out to.
We do. Fierce grading.
Ooh.
Fierce. It's not just grading, it's fierce.
Oh. And
ferocious grading.
Already participating in Discord, and
yeah, he's been awesome.
Yep.
How does that mean? How does that hello channel work in Discord? Do they so like, hi, I'm Phil. I haven't bought a hockey card in 11 days.
Well,
hi, Phil.
What's funny about that is I saw it up there, and I got in there before Mad Dog could lay out the lay of the land of what he wanted. So
I
go in there and I'm like, hi, my name is Louie. I'm an addict. I collect cardboard with sweaty men on it. And then after that, he's like, your name, a nickname or whatever name, how you got into it, how you found us, blah, 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 blah. It's really cool, though. There's a lot of participation, which is awesome.
Surrender to the higher power of the hockey gods. Surrender. They made me buy the box of the cup.
There you go.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, ready to roll the game plan, bud?
I am. Time to roll with it. First off, get to know your Hall of Famers. This is the last one in this group? Or is there one more?
No, we're in we finally into the next Hall of Fame class.
Okay, we're moving up.
60s?
All right.
We're doing the 60s now?
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, after that, it's Hobby Deep Dive with the under 25s. Then we'll do some hobby news. Then it's OVI Mania Roundup. Then we'll get back into the hobby tiers. We'll touch on tier 2. It's new product releases after that. And then personal pickups.
Okay. Get to know your Hall of Famers. So we did complete the class of 1958 in our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. There were 15 players in that class, so it took us quite a bit to get through it. And of course, in the series, we are profiling every single Hockey Hall of Fame player. We start with the very first Hall of Fame class of 1945 and have been working our way to present day. While the 1958 class was big, the 59 class was much smaller, just 3 players. Whereas there's 15 players inducted in 1958 and 3 in 1959. So I had to make a tough choice. Not really. Just picked one. And that player that we're going to be looking at today is a guy I didn't know really anything about. Denneny. Denneny. Anyone?
Oh,
Bueller?
don't know any. I like the way he taped his stick, though.
Yeah. He got fancy with that tape. Tape waster. Okay. Cyril Joseph Denneny lived from 1891 until 1970. He was born in Ferrens Point, Ontario, and then died in Ottawa, Phil.
Oh.
He was a Cole Caulfield size, 5'7", 168 pounds, left winger. And during a career that lasted between 1914 and 1929, he played for such teams as the Toronto Shamrocks, Toronto Blue Shirts, Ottawa Senators, and Boston Bruins. 3 of Phil's favorite teams. Denneny won the Stanley Cup just 5 times, 4 with the Senators and 1 time as a Bruin. In 328 NHL games, he scored 248 goals and totaled 333 points. That's pretty good for the 248 goals in 328 games. I'd take that.
Yep.
Over a point per game, too, during that era.
Weren't they all a point per game, pretty much?
No, they were way less than that. It was not a big scoring era. Denneny was a player coach in Boston when he won his last Stanley Cup in 1929. Then he became an on-ice official briefly after stopping his playing career, and then went on to serve briefly as well as the Ottawa Senators coach. So, stayed in hockey for a little bit, and then after getting out of hockey, he spent a number of years with the Canadian federal government until he retired in 1959. And didn't you say, Phil, that like 25% of all Canadians work for the federal government or something like that? So,
well, in my city, I think it's like 85%. But
wow.
I think in the country of Canada, I believe it's 22 to 25%. Yeah. Google it. I don't know.
Okay. I'm sorry. Huh.
Yeah.
Now, why should you care about Denneny? He's still, to this day, the fastest NHL player to reach 200 goals, doing it in 181 games.
Get out of here. No way.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
What? No way.
Yeah, big fan. As you can probably imagine, he was one of the top scorers in the NHL from 1917 through 1925. On March 7th, 1921, Denneny scored 6 goals in a single game against the Hamilton Tigers, showcasing his exceptional scoring ability. In fact, he did this within 6 weeks of his brother and fellow NHL player Corbett Denneny scoring 6 goals in one game, too.
That's crazy. I've never heard of this guy.
Now, when he retired, he was kind of the Ovi of his time. He was the NHL's all-time scoring leader until later passed by Joe Malone. Despite not being the fastest skater, Denneny was renowned for his highly deceptive and accurate shot. He often used opposing defensemen as screens to obscure the goaltender's view, a tactic that added to his scoring prowess. Denneny was among the first players to experiment with a curved stick blade.
I would think
Bobby Hall always get credit for that.
Wouldn't that be the ultimate cheating? Like, imagine walking into a dressing room in the 40s, be like, guys, look what I did. And you curved your stick. Wouldn't everybody be like, whoa, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, how did that go? That's a big one. That's a big change in the game, curving the stick, right?
Weren't you known in middle school for having a badly curved stick?
No, straight shooter, like a flagpole, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the bench shaft.
Nah.
So this innovation allowed him to execute high rising shots and unpredictable sinkers. A sinker? I want to see that.
Baseball?
Making it challenging for goaltenders to anticipate the puck's trajectory. Despite his relatively small stature, Denneny was a physical player who often acted as an enforcer for his line mates. Jack Dara and Frank Nyber, the combination of his line mates, Jack Dara and Frank Nyber, the combination of toughness and scoring ability made him a formidable presence on the ice.
He looks like a tough guy. He looks like a Carlo Gambino kind of. I don't know. I wouldn't mess with him.
Don't speak ill will about his mother, eh?
No, his mother definitely did not wear army boots.
Okay. Looking at the Denneny hobby market, his rookie is on the 1923 William Patterson V 145-1 set. High selling copy is a PSA 3 that sold for $1,032 in June of 2022. There's also a Playing Days card in the 1924 Champs Cigarettes hockey set.
Oh.
These are all like the same photo, but I don't.
That's a different photo. He's got a snarled lip there.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, he's snarling.
High selling copy is a PSA 5, sold for $1,016 in April 2010. There are Denneny cards in the 1925, 26, and 26, 27 anonymous issue sets, but I couldn't find any sales. So, good luck. I guess you have a rare card if you have one. And then, like a lot of early Hall of Famers, Cy Denneny was featured in the 1960 Topps All-Time Greats insert set, where PSA 9 copy sold for $375 US in December of 2010. And that, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Cy Denneny.
Good job, Joshy. That's good.
Nice to meet you, Cy.
Yeah, I hate when even if I've never heard the name, I'm embarrassed that I've never heard this. I'm sure I've heard it, but I can't check the receipts in my brain right now. I feel silly not knowing such a storied career, Too
bad we can't retain any of this information either. I bet if somebody sat the three of us down and went through be like, I can't think of something.
You gotta pound it in though. Do you know how many times I've gone on eBay and typed in 1996 Gretzky refractor blast from the past? It's like what? What? It's 98, you idiot. Anyway, win some, lose some.
Happens.
Okay. We're gonna go from get to know your Hall of Famers back to Hobby Deep Dive. I'm having a lot of fun doing these under 25s, and we got more good response from Stutzla. The first one was Caulfield, then we did Timmy Tantrums, and now we have 4 more candidates this week that we threw up on an Instagram hobby poll.
Same one? Not the poll, but the same other 3 players?
Same poll. Yeah, we don't. We have an okay budget on the show, but can't afford more than one hobby poll.
We should frame that. When we get our studio, when we become moderately successful and we get a studio set up in your basement, we should frame that picture.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
It'd be good.
Okay, yeah, well, I think there has to be one new candidate at least. So, yeah, there's one. So, this week's were Lucas Raymond, Kirill Marchenko, Aliaksei Protas, and Dylan Holloway. So, I just looked at the top performing under 25 players in the NHL. That's how I come up with the list. So, any favorites or predictions in that list of 4 options that we gave the hobby?
Isn't Holloway a Wisconsin guy?
That was Cole Caulfield.
Oh, okay. I thought Dylan Holloway was University of Wisconsin.
Holloway's having a really good year for the Blues.
Yeah, no, he's almost at last week. He was almost at 30 goals, I think. Ish. I don't know.
Who do you predict won, Phil?
I'm gonna guess not Dylan Holloway. I'm gonna guess it's close, but I think Protas won. Proton Mail won. Yeah.
Okay. Louis already knows, so I can't ask him because we talked about this yesterday. The votes are in, and miraculously, again, for the second time after not happening in 3 years, another tie. And this is over a lot of votes. It's wild that they had the exact same number of votes for Kirill Marchenko and Aliaksei Protas, both at 28%. Lucas Raymond was third with 25%, and then Dylan Holloway, loser, 19%.
What? Do we know how to pronounce Protas? Is it Protas? It's Protas. It's Protas.
Well, I couldn't I spelled his first name wrong in the poll. So
Actually, yeah.
It's Aliaksei or something like that. That's how it's spelled. I don't know.
Well, you're American. It's hard to spell anything that's not like Gary Cooper or John
Tom Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't add extra letters into our words like color, COLOU.
No, it's too complicated. Enunciation and pronunciation, too many syllables.
Except glamour, that's the one.
Your whole country would fall apart with big names and syllables.
So it's a tie. That means I get to pick the winner. I love Baba Louie, so I went with Aliaksei or Aliaksei Protas because I know that for this week's Hobby Deep Dive. Okay, so here we go. He's a 24-year-old. So just barely under that 25 winger for Louis' Washington Capitals.
Yeah. Let's go Caps. Woo!
Lou, you got to buy a jersey for every team now.
Yeah.
Hasselhoff has one almost.
Ooh.
You guys should get together. He loves all the teams.
I'll let the listeners help me out with that one.
All right.
Protas is large and in charge at 6'6", 214 pounds.
Don't ever say that again.
I like it.
You can't do that. No.
Large and in charge.
No.
Keep your pet bedroom names out of our podcast, Joshua. Oh, Jenny, large and in charge is here.
All right, speaking of ridiculous name pronunciation, he was born in Vitebsk, Belarus. Vitebsk. How do you pronounce that one?
I don't know. I'd have to see it.
Started playing hockey in his hometown that I'm not going to say again because it was embarrassing enough. And at one point moved to Colorado as a kid to play 1 year for the Colorado Evolution. Wonder if he had an agent at like 10 years old like Dustin Wolf did. Then he returned to Belarus to play in their second tier league in the, of course, world famous Vyshaya Liga. Of course, everybody knows that. Louis has been there many times.
Yeah.
And he would end up being selected 26 overall by the Prince Albert Raiders in the 2018 CHL import draft. Do people in Canada know what that is?
What? No, what is?
Careful. But it's hard to take the Prince Albert Raiders seriously.
Just
like
say
Wiener?
it.
Yeah,
No,
Prince
gosh,
Albert
be
Wiener.
careful.
What? I can't say wiener?
No.
I want a wiener hot dog. You gonna cancel me for that? I want to go to a baseball
Wasn't
game
a
and get
wiener
a
hot
wiener.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah.
I'd say that all the
Associated with
time.
it. Yeah.
We're all going to hell.
It's hard to take
What,
it
like
serious.
Johnson? There's another one, right? Johnson.
Remember the Big
yeah.
Johnson t-shirts when we were
Heck
growing up?
yeah.
You guys
Big
have
Johnson
those in Canada?
firefighting.
We had Johnson and Johnson tier-free baby shampoo.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
way off.
They're special. Okay. Yeah, so he got drafted in the CHL in 2018 in their import draft, 26 overall. Joined the Raiders for the 2018-19 season. In his first year in North America, well, second since he was a kid, I guess, but he had 11 goals, 40 points in 61 games played. I was going to say something funny, but I won't. In the summer of 2019, Protas was ranked as the 30th best North American skater and was selected 91st overall by the Louis Capitals.
Yeah, buddy.
So now coming into the draft, here was the scouting consensus on Protas. So we'll look at the positives and negatives. Positives were elite size, of course. 6'6", 210 at the time of the draft. Scouts viewed his size as a major asset. He had a strong playoff performance, posted 12 goals and 10 assists in 23 WHL playoff games with the PA Raiders, showing clutch ability and offensive upside. Had a productive first WHL season, demonstrating scoring touch and vision. His skating improved. He showed some progress throughout the year. He had a hockey IQ, of course, which everybody does. And then attractive long-term upside. So scouts thought he was cute or something like that. I don't know. Seen as a high ceiling project with the right development path. And maybe be good on the program in the NHL or something like that. Who knows? The negatives were skating concerns. Although improved, his stride was still considered a work in progress, lacking top-end speed and acceleration.
Did you just say progress?
Yeah. Progress, sorry.
Consistency.
Consistency. At times he disappeared. Oh, must have Matt Boldy's cousin or something like that. During the regular season before heating up in the playoffs, raising questions about his ability to sustain production. Physical play not fully developed. Despite his size, scouts felt he could use his frame more assertively and add strength. And then a little bit to the development curve, more of a long-term project than an NHL-ready player. And he would require patience. And then limited exposure as a Belarusian playing his first year in North America. There were questions about how his game would translate at higher levels. So I think that's why, despite being ranked the 30th skater in North America, he fell the 91st in the draft. After the draft, Protas returned to the WHL and the PA Raiders for a second season. Showed some big improvement. 80 points in 58 games with 31 goals and 49 assists. That was good enough for 9th in WHL scoring that season and earned him a WHL Eastern Conference first All-Star team selection. Then we had the COVID season So he ended up going to Russia, where I think they just went on like life as normal. Played in the KHL in the Dynamo Minsk team, where he had 10 goals, 8 assists, and 58 games played. So not super great there. And again, we have another kid whose development was affected by COVID, right? A lot of these rookies right now had a major curveball thrown into their early careers. In 21-22, he would split time with the Capitals and the Hershey Bears in the AHL. And Aliaksei made his NHL debut on November 1st, 2021, would take till the 28th of the month, so 3 weeks later, basically, to score his, for almost a month later, to score his first NHL goal on November 28th. I like this photo. Louis, I'm going to wait for you.
Sorry.
Because I think he's getting a big hug from Ovi when he's here. There you go. That's awesome.
Oh, he's so happy.
Yeah. And really then since 2022-23, he's mainly played at the NHL level. In that season, he played 58 games with the Caps, scoring 4 goals, 15 points. Last season, he played 78 games, producing 6 goals and 29 points. And then we get to this season, where now his production has exploded to 30 goals and 36 assists for 66 points in 66 games played.
Pretty good, man.
Breakout season indeed. So what happened, right? It's like, why now? And so I did a little research. He's earned more opportunities from Caps coach Spencer Carberry, who quoted just a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, saying, "Pro," that must be his nickname, "Pro," has earned the opportunity to play. We're going to give him a chance to prove himself. Is averaging a career high 16 minutes, 27 seconds time on ice. Unfortunately, though, a few days ago, on April 4th, he got a cut from a skate blade on his foot.
Ew.
Oh, it could go right through a skate.
I don't know. Maybe. Well,
or maybe he was in the locker room or something like that.
Could be the tongue, though. If you don't tape the tongue down, you can get it on top of it. Yeah.
So he's out, and I think listed week to week. What's really impressive, though, about his goal production is 30 goals this year. Not getting a lot of power play time. So 27 of his 30 goals have been at even strength.
Wow. That is a very impressive stat by his young guns.
Yeah. Well, I think, though, you go back to, right, what the scouts said on the negatives, that he was going to be more of a development project. Because I look at these and I'm like, he was not so, the production wasn't there his first 2.5 years in the league. And then all of a sudden it takes a huge jump. You'd think before you buy any big cards, you might want to see, well, is this going to be the new normal going forward, or is this a blip in the radar where you just happen to have a really good year? And maybe it is that he was just a little bit more of a project and would need time and patience, like the scouts had predicted back during the 2019 draft.
Well, as a former Zdeno Chara guy on my team, it took him about 4 or 5 years. When guys are that big, takes a while, man. I don't think Chara had not that I believe in plus minus, but it took him, I think, 4 years to finally get to a plus as a defenseman. You're just so big. You have to figure out your angles, your vantage points, everything's different for you. So yeah, it is a bit of a project. It looks like they stuck with them and good things are happening. Good for them.
Yep. Protas is a 2021-22 Young Guns from extended series that year. His PSA 10 as a pop just 29. 54% gem rate, less over $91 on April 3rd, up about 5% over the past month. You could have bought it before the season for about $28.
Look how big he looks on the card. He even looks huge on the card. That's hilarious.
I think I bought a case of 2021 extended series. So I bet you in my dollar boxes, I think I'd have to have at least one.
The Belarus, Belarus is a huge country. They don't produce many, like Grabowski. He's the only other Belarusian person I know. I can't think of any other person from Belarus, and that country is massive. Oh.
Like we always do in these profiles too, we're going to look at the top 5 highest selling Protas cards to date on the secondary markets, along with each's respective top sale. And then a reminder that any sale made via eBay that were within the 3-year look-back window have been verified as paid for in Terapeak, because that's what we do.
That's how we roll.
Okay, so number 5 is a 21-22 Young Gun speckled rainbow foil. PSA 10 sold for $290 this past February 25th. Speckled rainbow. Number 4 is a Stature RPA 101 that sold for $325 in August of 2023. There's no picture of the card, so we're showing a picture of a stump.
I don't want to look at that, man. That's my job. I don't want to get that off the screen.
What, dude? I've been looking at stuff like that for 2 weeks. Tell me about it.
All righty.
Number 3, 2122 SPA Flop 101. Raw sold for $368 US on eBay in August of 2023. Looks like that could be a good pickup there.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagle Head, that's pretty cool. Number 2 is a Young Guns High Gloss from 2122 out of 10. That's up for $500 US in November of 2023.
Someone's laughing. That's a crazy price. I picked up a Jake Sanderson for cheaper than that high gloss. Yeah. Within a week of the release. Yeah, nobody was paying attention. Nobody.
I can't get over the tape mark on the lettering on these.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah. It's not the best.
And the number 1 is a 2122 Stature Black Rookie Auto 101. So for $510 US in March 14th of this year. So less than a month ago.
Shows you the power of high gloss, though. Same price, 9 more cards.
So that's your Aliaksei, however you say it, Protas Hobby Deep Dive. Did we learn anything?
Learned a lot.
I learned that Louis' pick from a few months ago is working out pretty good.
True. Yeah. You guys now, Louis, since you watch the Caps so very closely.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like this is a flash in the pan situation, or are you confident that he's going to continue to rip it up?
No idea, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm going to say he's going to stick, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. In 5 years, we're all going to wish.
Yeah, you want him to. But what took so long? I know, it's hockey, the way it works out.
He's really big. It takes the big guys a while. Like a defenseman, it takes them a few more years than a forward. Like I said with Chara, and like same with Todd Bertuzzi, it took him a few years. He was a big guy. You know, they got to learn how to use their meat vehicle in the right places. And if you have a good mentor, I think that can really help you.
Yeah. You should rewrite scouting reports with funny, like, meat vehicle. Above average meat vehicle.
That's all we are. We're just we're a central nervous system and a bag of meat. Yeah.
If I remember right, back to that who's hot or whatever, he's a center, right? I think 6'6", 210-pound center.
He's a big
I don't know where he's playing.
I think he's a center.
Forward.
I think he's a center. Yeah. Wild. You could have taken him. We could have used him.
We don't need him.
Oh no.
You know, Bill Guerin's getting he's getting some rave reviews. They're like, oh, it's good that Suter's off the now we're gonna see that Guerin's good decisions are gonna come to fruition. I'm like, oh my god. He's got so much, like, a huge leash with the rest of the league, eh? Like, yeah, he must be
he's got that Pittsburgh reputation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Milking.
Yeah. We need to stay away from, no disrespect to Penguins fans, but we got Guerin. We had another GM Pittsburgh. We need to wash Pittsburgh clean of this whole organization and start again.
Yeah.
All right, Slap Sharks.
Put up or shut up, right? If it doesn't happen.
Right.
Slap Sharks, a Gongshow partner sponsor, we're thankful for their support of our show. The current Slap Sharks weekly eBay auctions tonight. Remember, hit up slapsharks.com, mark your favorites, get those bids in. Over 3,700 beautiful cards available this week to bid on. I'll probably go for a few. I think I normally always do, but so. I just got my Jack Hughes in this week. The rookie breakouts out of 100 from the mailbox.
Oh, it's nice, eh?
Aren't they? Yeah, I love it.
Dude, those cards are, they're crazy. I buy a Brady Tkachuk anytime I can get it. Rookie breakouts. If you player collect, go find one for your player. Gorgeous cards.
Well, I was telling Louis it's the same construction as the Young Guns acetates, basically.
Yeah. It's a loophole. It's a poor man's loophole.
Poor man.
Like a yellow taxi for gold glitter bomb. Yeah, I can't afford the gold glitter bomb. Get a yellow taxi.
You guys scoping out any cards this week, Phil? Louis?
Oh, on Slab Sharks?
Yeah.
I haven't looked. Yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Negative. Sorry if you're waiting for me now. Gotta look.
Yeah. We're degenerates. We'll all be there.
Oh yeah.
Now, the reason why these auctions are so huge is Slab Sharks makes it easy to sell your cards on eBay. It was built by Canadians for Canadians. If you're looking for a painless way to convert your cards into some cash, then we'd strongly recommend giving Slab Sharks a shot. Just submit your cards and you're done. Plus, they get listed in one of the biggest and most popular hockey
Jesus.
auctions in all the hobby land.
He just grabbed a hammer.
Yep.
Oh boy. You gonna hurt him?
No, I'm gonna fix the sign. It's bugging me. So I'm gonna wait for
Oh,
when you
okay.
start talking a lot of time. Go on mute and fix it.
There we go. So is this like ADD in full swing or something like that? You can't do.
No, I don't have ADD. That's just something that's bothering me.
Okay.
Yeah.
For complete consignment info, including payout rates, get the process started today. Head to slapsharks.com. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
News from the hobby.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
PSA made an announcement this week. As many have heard and experienced, turnaround times from PSA have been a little slower this year. Apparently, the volume of submissions has been the chief contributor for taking longer to get your
pump up the volume,
back.
pump up the volume, dance.
Dance. All right. Particularly TCG. Now, there's something in this that's wild that really shocked me. So hang on for that. So TCG has been, tons of submissions, more so than sports card. To deal with that, now we're getting it. It's funny because they're so big. You can take like macroeconomic principles and really see them in action at PSA, right? Well, we're getting so much volume. How do you slow it down? You raise the price a little bit, and they're doing that with TCG. So I think like their bulk TCG submissions just went up like a couple bucks a card. And then they also increased their expected turnaround times on sports cards for value and value bulk. They've gone from 45 days to 65 days. That's probably a really big deal if you're a flipper. If you're a collector, maybe not so much, right? On X, the company made a following statement. They said, "We are actively growing our team and integrating new technology to be able to handle the increased volume while maintaining our consistent and reliable grading standards." PSA, they went on to say, "We're committed to reducing turnaround times for our services in the long term, but we're encountering some bumps in the road with the exceptional current level of demand we are seeing." So here's where it gets interesting. One of the things, and this is from a Collect article that I saw. They were speculating. I'm like,
a what article? Okay, now I get it.
Article. Where is all this huge increase in volume coming from? So at the end of last year, PSA announced their partnership with GameStop. And so we're just 3 months into the new year. So who knows, like November, December, that kicked off. They've already submitted almost 1 million cards to PSA.
Oh wow.
GameStop.
Yeah. There's
That's
there's your highway
worked out well.
incoming highway of extra cards to grade. Holy moly, man. That's crazy. Yeah, they're ruining everything. Thanks, guys. Thanks, TCG.
A lot of Pokemon cards coming there. So expect a little bit longer for your PSA orders to come in.
Sure.
Next article is part of like looking ahead. So this is a very fascinating time of year in the NHL, not just with the playoff race, but we've had a number of signings, spring signings and call-ups that are going to directly lead to Series 1 Young Guns, right? Because Upper Deck has the requirement that to be in Series 1 and be a Young Gun, you had to have touched your skates to the ice in an official NHL capacity. And then with the lead time, you need basically the Young Guns crop for Series 1 or people that make their debut now. And it's looking like it could be pretty loaded for Series 1. So I'll roll through some of the names. Big news today was Ivan Demidov was released from his final 6 weeks in his KHL contract that paved the way for him to sign his 3-year entry-level contract with the Montreal Canadiens, Phil's favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
He was the number 5 pick in the 2024 NHL draft. This season, he set a new KHL record for points by an under-20 player, which beat previous totals by Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Michkov, and Yevgeny Kuznetsov. So that's pretty impressive there that he was better in the KHL than both Kaprizov and Michkov.
I think he might be Belarusian. Kuznetsov? No, it's the Kostichin brothers. That's who it is. Yeah, there's two.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting two players confused. Go ahead.
Now, the one thing that you have to watch about Demidov making his NHL debut is... Okay, well, sorry, I got to stop. So I picked this photo because it reminds me of like a little kid that's learning to ski and like with his knees bent in, and his... doesn't he look like he's like snow plowing down a ski
Yeah, he needs
right
the
now?
pylon at public skating. Yeah.
Kind of looks like his breezers are going to fall off.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So with the Habs they're on the verge of either making or not making the playoffs, and that might affect their level of comfort in slotting him into the lineup. So we'll have to...
They'll make it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for that. Okay, now Phil, maybe you can, or Louis can help me with this next one. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, but Calgary Flames top prospect,
Dustin Wolf.
No.
Like the dog, Wolf.
Wolf?
No, you were saying it wrong before too. Dustin Wolf. That's how you say it.
Dustin Wolf?
Yeah, there you go. It's not that
Dustin
hard.
Wolf? Okay. Zane, is it Perrick?
Oh, Perek.
Correct.
Yeah, Zane Perek. Yeah.
Incorrect, Perrick. Okay, so he's just called up from the OHL, signed his NHL contract. Now, for the Saginaw Spirit this year, check this out. Defenseman, of course, 33 goals, 107 points.
Yeah, he's crazy good. I kind of wish Ottawa went for him instead of Yakimchuk, but
he should be making his debut if he hasn't already. Well, tonight, the night we're recording. Yesterday, maybe if you're listening.
Well-spoken kid too, real good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mature, the whole bit.
Gabe Perreault signed his entry-level deal, made his NHL debut already on April 2nd with the New York Rangers after his season at Boston College concluded. Now, he's played 3 games so far, been held scoreless, and I don't know if you saw in the news today, was scratched already. Healthy scratch, got a free ride to the Shane Wright Memorial Press Box. And people are mad at Peter Laviolette for scratch. I guess he was, although he hasn't scored, he's been pretty solid. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people up in arms about that.
Well, they're trying. Listen, they're not out yet, so they're trying to win hockey games. People's priorities are out of whack.
But he's already made the requirement to be a Young Guns for Series 1.
Good. Hockey card community wins.
Another former Boston College star that has had quite the debut NHL experience, Ryan Leonard, basically jumped from college into the Caps lineup as Ovi was breaking Gretzky's goal record. He's played in 4 games, did score an empty net goal for his first NHL point. Was then congratulated personally by Wayne Gretzky, as you're seeing on YouTube. If you're watching, that was pretty wild. I'm sure he could write a book about his first week in the NHL. What a crazy time. I'm going to mention one more because I just have to. We need something here in Minnesota.
Who is Zeev?
Yeah.
Technically Zeev is still not, he still hasn't signed because Denver is headed to the Frozen Four. But it's widely expected that after their season ends, he'll sign with the Wild and pretty much immediately make his debut. I've never rooted for Denver, but I've never really specifically rooted against them, but I am now.
Go Nuggets!
Lose. Pioneers need to lose. We need Zeev here post-haste. It's been a really tough sledding without Kaprizov. Now, again, this is Wednesday, so we're breaking the fourth wall deal. Kaprizov is coming back tonight, so excited about that. Thank God. Anyone else that you guys have as far as rookie signings go?
Well, Yakimchuk for my Sens, but hey, that's cool.
Okay. Your playoff bound Sens?
Yes, my playoff bound Sens, yeah.
We are 45 minutes almost in this show, and you haven't mentioned that the Sens made the playoffs yet.
I try not to be a homer, even though I seem the book of my cover would seem to be. Yeah.
The book of my cover
would seem to be, yeah. The cover of my book. Sorry, the cover of my book.
You should be excited.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. Yeah, this is my excited face.
See, around here we don't get excited until we make the second round. Then we say we made the playoffs.
Yeah.
We need a little bit to get there. I got some trauma right now. So
okay. Let's talk about Ovi.
Okay.
45 minutes. We haven't talked about Ovi yet. OVI Mania.
Yeah.
Now, the card and memorabilia market has been coming out of the woodwork, of course, since he broke Wayne's record and probably broke his heart too on Sunday. And we just have to roll through some of the options available, especially on the memorabilia side, because there's a few things that I just think are funny. And then we'll take a look at
the game
hobby
day
market.
moments with the sticker autos are my favorite.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Like, oh my God.
We've all been whisked away by OVI Mania. So the first thing we'll talk about is the game dated moments thing on ePack right now. So they did a special OV set, like 85. And there's a whole bunch of different versions that you can kind of like in typical ePack fashion. There's an achievement to it. So I think there's 6 different base cards or 8 different base cards that if you collect there, you can get a photo variant achievement of him doing the slip and slide thing when he scored the goal. Did you guys have slip and slides growing up in Canada, or were those illegal?
Oh, illegal. Here's what that. No, I'd go to Home Depot, get a big 100 by 100 tarp, soap, water, give her. Yeah. We don't go to the toy store to buy them. We make our own.
Sure. Then with all the parallels that you could get in these packs, you can combine those as well. So they had like blue parallels if you got all 8 of them, you could get the special blue cards. Same with red and gold. And then there's the autos that if you combine those, you get the special dual auto achievement card where we have sticker autos.
Do you like I'm sorry,
80% there,
Right.
Yeah, okay. That's where we're get like the cards are nice. I think these are great cards.
Yeah.
Do you think they had a long time to plan this out? Like, I don't know, man.
No, I think no, because what I heard is that they listened to you.
Yeah.
And they were convinced he was never going to break the record. Then about a week ago, they were like, "Oh crap, Bills gives bad advice."
Like, look at the face on Wayne on the dual autograph. Like Wayne looks upset that he's on that card with Ovi. I don't know.
Can I ask a question about this card too? I was trying to figure this out. I can't make up my mind. Part of me wants to say, why in the Rangers? Why not put Wayne in Edmonton? But I wonder if they wanted to show old Ovi and old Wayne and not young Wayne, old Ovi.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So maybe that was
the only people that know Josh is the photography room. It's beside the pen room. So
I also think that this isn't like an opportunity to have an icon, and maybe they will, right? Maybe this is just sort of like an immediate thing. Maybe in the cup we'll get something crazy, but there's nothing that mentions $8.95 on the dual auto card.
Right.
So I mean, this card could have been a 2011, or it doesn't matter, right? You know what I mean? There was no.
You're gonna have to explain it again, right? I don't like to have to explain a card. This
card should have been. Oh, go ahead, bud.
This is the biggest record that's been broken in all our lives. And I just like, who's got the rights for Alexander Ovechkin to sign? Upper Deck, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like, this seems like it could have gone a different way. I like what you said. I'm going to stop there. Either 80% of the way there. And I am probably projecting. Oh, well, Phil, what do you want us to do? You either have this or we have nothing? And you know what? I would say, then do nothing. This is a cheesy product. This is cheesy. This is what Walmart would do. Like, Walmart, we're celebrating this. This is not what I would expect from Upper Deck. Not upset. I'm not hooting and hollering. I'm just hooting and hollering. But this is a cheesy thing. It's cheesy. Sticker autos on like it's cheesy. Don't do it.
You don't always have to do something.
Thank you. You don't always have to do something. And this one is something you probably should do something, but like half or not full effort. And if this is somebody's full effort, if this is somebody who has tried so hard and the team they worked overtime and that seems to have merit these days, I don't care that you didn't do a good enough job. Like there's lots of arborists in Ottawa, but if you only cut half of a tree down, but you've been an arborist for 20 years, you suck at your job. Okay. I just wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done this. The pictures of Wayne and Alexander look silly. They're sticker autos. There's no mention of the goals or the record broken. This looks like a cash grab.
Right. And I 100% agree with you there. Coming up, we got pictures of another company that did stuff and they at least got the goal numbers on it, what he did with him. But this should have been like a, 895 record breaker out of 5.
Fairness in conversation, the other autos do mention the goals record, but to your guys' point, this is the big card. This is like the product hit, right? And for that not to have the goals record seems like a miss. Go ahead, Louis.
There's no reason. This didn't have to be out the day of. You had both guys in the same flipping building. You could have done a 1 out of 5 and had them both sign it then and there. Yeah. And then
I'm with Louis on that. Like, what do you expect us to do? Get them to sign? Yes.
Yeah.
I expect someone's job to be able to find the right moment. Yes, I 100% do. Yes, I would. I'm always trying to think of the counterpoint, right? Well, what do you want? No sticker autos? Yes, that's exactly what the hobby wants. They don't want, no one has ever said, I love this. I love this card. What do you love about it? The sticker auto. It's the biggest negative. I feel like I'm representing the hobby pretty good. Nobody wants it. I'd rather a good insert, right? Look how much we like holotypes. Is there an auto on that? No, there isn't. That's just a regular funny hologram card, right? More tech, less sticker.
These are cool. Go back here. These are cool.
I like these cards.
Just leave,
I would have left them. Yeah.
And now then we have an auto parallel.
Yeah. Garbage.
Screw these. Get rid of. All right, I got to do it over here. So
not garbage. I'm sorry. That was hard.
Or do it out like Louis said a month from now and get it done. Get it done right.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take that. Keep all these cards, even though it's so cheesy, that dual autograph. But anyways, keep all those beautiful pictures. I don't even care about the card stock. Keep it O-Pee-Chee card stock. I don't care if the back is cardboard. I think that's sick. That's great. And you have 30 days. Give me the job. Give the job to me. I can do it. I'll get the signatures. I'll follow them right to the crapper. I don't care.
And I almost think the lack of the mention of the goals record on the card is a bigger deal. And I don't disagree with you on sticker autos. I don't collect them.
It's just
I don't like them.
It doesn't have to be.
No. But I'm saying though that the reason to chase this set is to have the opportunity to get an amazing card that commemorates a once in a lifetime event that's nowhere mentioned on the card.
Correct.
I do like the pictures. I like the red jersey slap shot. I like the cheering. I like him holding the puck. I think those are great. Big fan of the photographs chosen. Fantastic. Yeah. But I love what both of you said there. Wait 30 days. There's no rush for this.
No.
There's no rush.
They're both in the building. Get them to hand sign them. I don't care if Ovi spills a little beer on one. That's totally cool.
That's better. Yeah, who cares?
And put the goals record on the card. It's an achievement card. It is.
Because then it becomes something unique. Now it's just and not that having a card signed by OV and Gretzky wouldn't be special in of itself, but like I said, whether this card came out in 2010 or today, there's no distinction.
See, this is Josh. This is where you bring this up a lot. Well, Phil, if Upper Deck lost their license, imagine no Young Guns, no Future Watch. Yeah, that would be gutting, devastating, right? It's exact moments like this where I'm like, this is what a lack of competition does. A lack of competition gives you a set like these cards. It does. I'm sorry. Competition brings out the best in people, and it gives the consumer the best product by far. Who's Upper Deck competing with? Nobody. Doesn't mean, I mean, that could be a low blow. I don't know. But like, who else are they competing with for the Alexander Ovechkin achievement cards here to celebrate this? Nobody. It's nobody. Just put them out. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Is that what's happening? I have no idea.
I don't know who knows the reason, but I think that one thing that's been missed is the opportunity to create iconic, almost historical pieces in the hobby. Like every year, right? Like I think in a perfect world, every year you have, like, we could point back to these were the cards that defined 2025, right? And this could have been one of those, right? I mean, if you had on card
should have been.
And dual auto 101, it's the only one that exists. And it sounds like that maybe there's part of the problem is that they made too many of these, where because it's like an achievement, have it be a 101 hit, go all out, spend if you spend an average of 4 minutes on a card, spend 6 hours on this one card, because
Yeah.
that this card will be looked at and revered for years to come, and
silver
make that
outburst.
iconic piece. Yeah.
Or something like exclusives and high gloss limited set. There's so many. Like, I would wake up so excited to go to work and talk about this with other people. What do you guys think we should do? We should do this. Get the whiteboard and da 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 da. They're not a big company, maybe, eh? Like, is there not a lot of people like with
I
their
don't know.
fingers
I mean,
in the
it's
pot?
we're not there, so it's
Well,
impossible.
I'm curious. I like talking about it. I'm
No,
not judging.
I know. I'm just saying that I don't know if it's moving too fast or trying to be too reactionary. But that's like where somebody needs to be like, okay, we need to stop.
Yeah.
And I want us to focus on this card and say, this card, if we execute it correctly, could be iconic. How do we make it iconic? What do we have to, and if it takes us 3 more days to get this out, then so be it.
You recognize his goals, and you recognize his goals on the card first. I don't care if Gretzky's on it, to be honest with you. This is a perfect example of a 101 or of out of 8, his jersey number or something, a game dated moment card, auto. Game dated moments, auto. OVI out of 8 or whatever. Something, because then, you've seen their game dated cards, and you're putting in there, this day, veteran breaks Gretzky's goal record. It's an auto, it's out of 8 or whatever, or 1 of 1, I don't care.
Refract them.
So many things you could do. So many cool things.
One way to make it amazing would be through inscriptions. Make 1-1. Have Wayne say congrats on 895, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh my God. Could you imagine being the person that owns that card?
That's a piece of history there, right?
Yeah. I also want to clear.
And here's the thing too, right? We knew that Ovi was going to break the goals record. You could have had this hard sign 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point at the beginning. Oh, I guess nobody knew this was coming up.
Right. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to make something very clear, though. I defend Upper Deck on Facebook and Instagram. People, like, when EX came out, they're like, what is this piece of crap? Just stop. That's not what this conversation is. To me, this is constructive amongst friends, and we're allowed to subjectively judge and critique the thing that we love. Just like a marriage, it has ups and downs. You're allowed to. Well, maybe you probably shouldn't judge your wife.
I've never heard of
Okay, bad analogy. Bad analogy.
Different example, please.
This is coming out of love. Like, this is.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We love Upper Deck. I just think.
I'm not attacking low-bearing fruit here. I love Upper Deck. I never want them to lose the license. I never want Fanatics to come near us, but I want Fanatics to nibble at the toes of Upper Deck, because with competition, we all prosper. To me, this is what happens when there's no competition. Sorry, I know I said it again, but there's no sense of urgency to give the hobby an iconic card. That's why I get frustrated when they're like, well, I work for so-and-so card company, and I've been working at card stores, or I've owned card stores, that doesn't mean you were good at the thing, man. And when you keep busting out sticker autos, that's what that tells me. So you were heavily involved in the hobby card community, and you put out more sticker autos than have ever been in. It doesn't add, unless there's a piece of information that we're missing, right? Like, times are tough. Upper Deck had to do layoffs. We're doing our best. That would be cool to know. Sorry, I'll be quiet a bit more. I apologize, right? I'm not doing good in my business. So ebbs and flow, peaks and valleys. But this is just I feel like we can all speak strongly in our own opinions about this, because one of the greatest records ever was broken. So I feel I have a right to blah, 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 blah. And I feel other people should have that right too.
I just want my favorite company to not get out of the park, and they could have, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And it's
a calmer way of saying it. Thanks, Louis.
It's frustrating. And
who knows what they have coming, but again, it's like, we talk about all the time, how you do anything is how you do everything. right? And so I don't love they'll have better cards in different products. And like you could have scaled this back or made, like I said, one of them in missed opportunity. So we'll move on. Oh, did you guys buy any of this, by the way?
I bet
Why
you
would I
did.
buy what I just made fun of? You crazy?
I'm a sucker. I bought a pack. Of course, per usual, and of course, I didn't know that it was one card. It was like $10 with tax. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna open my pack, and
yeah, I'm gonna wait for them to get a little cheaper. I'm definitely buying them. Yeah, I love the cards. I think these cards are great.
Oh yeah,
no auto. No auto, and the big chase card. Like this is awesome. I love this card.
This is my card. It's celebrating its 250th goal. Yeah, probably not worth $10, but it was worth a shot. So I didn't get the OVI Gretzky dual auto.
There you go.
Okay, what would that sell for?
This is probably how to turn $10 into 50 cents in 13 seconds.
No, I'm saying that the big chase card, the dual auto.
It'll still sell for a lot. I mean, and maybe that's like Upper Deck laughing at all of us, right? But I still think though that it's such a
it should be prettier.
I want to be the director of iconic cards at Upper Deck, where my job is just work with all the people and make iconic cards.
I want to work in the photography room. I want to be a photography project. No, I want to be the fixer who needs to get the autos. Send Phil to Dallas. He'll get it. Yeah, send me to Dallas. I got it.
Louis can sniff and get high off the markers in the pen room, right?
Oh, that's not a good high, Louis. Don't do that.
Okay.
You don't feel good after.
Okay, we're gonna move on to now. There's a couple of Fanatics products. Of course, they can't make hockey cards, but they did make celebratory pucks, which if you're a puck person, these are kind of cool. They're like $20 a piece. I think you can get some autoed versions. There's a 6-pack for $100. I don't collect pucks. Do you collect pucks, Phil?
I have a very extensive puck collection, but I haven't bought a puck in about 15 years. Yeah, I grew out of it.
Oh yeah, Louis, you have some.
Yeah, I got a few. They all have something to do with something significant, though. Just not random. Not that it's bad to do it. It's just not
like NHL significance or like family Louis significance.
Both. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't start both. This is my son's friend. Yeah. We'll talk later.
No, they're cool though. I wouldn't keep them out if they were super lame. So,
right on.
Did you guys see the crystal pucks you can buy from Fanatics?
I did, yeah.
Where I'm going to lose my mind. Okay.
No, they're kind of cool. I almost wanted one, but I'm like, I can't do it.
So it's a clear puck that includes game-used ice.
Yeah, it's funny. If I was making them, I'd spit in it. There you go.
Okay, first of all, do you have to keep this in the freezer, or is it just water that like swooshes around?
No, it swooshes around. Yeah.
Okay, well then it's not a game used ice because it's not ice; it's water.
This isn't a one-off though.
Well, no, it's just a different form.
This is so dumb. I'm sorry.
It's a cool puck to hold in your hands. Yeah, you see the water go swoosh, swoosh.
Yeah. But it's not game used ice because
ice is for God's sakes. Then I'll put it in the freezer, and then every day you can look at it and think, yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, let me go get a ice cream sandwich and look at my game used ice.
Yeah, and then chip a molar. Forget you'll bite into that and woo.
It's not an ice cream sandwich, Josh. Lay off.
It's not a Klondike. It's an OVI.
And I just think it's like there's stuff you can do to commemorate a huge event, and then there's just cheesy kind of. This is so cheese to me.
But yeah, in defense, this isn't the first time they've done this. They do this with Winter Classics. They do it with all sorts of other stuff too.
People will buy anything, Josh.
Yeah.
Anything.
You're just mad you didn't think of it first.
No.
Vending machines with underwear in
$60, right? For game used
water.
Ice water.
With spit in it.
Now, Topps cannot produce cards, but they do have Topps Now NHL stickers, and so they have a sticker set that's available now. $30 for a pack. You get 10 stickers, and then there are some parallel chases that come along with it. So there's a black ice out of 10. Now, no word if the black ice is game used ice or not, but yeah, blue ice out of 10, red ice out of 5, and then the gold 101. Have either of you guys ever bought the Topps Now stickers?
No.
I love stickers. I love a good sticker. You like stickers, Josh. You're a sticker guy.
I think that was not a compliment.
No, I'm being serious. You bought me like 500 Friday Nights with Phil stickers.
Oh, yeah, those stickers.
Oh,
Yeah.
he didn't show me that.
Well, I didn't bring them to the
Jerk.
expo. I forgot. I'll bring them.
Okay.
I'll bring them this
Now
time.
back to Upper Deck. So Upper Deck also announced that relics of
Can we skip
Ovechkin's
this one?
record-breaking ceremonial carpet are going to be included in an upcoming hobby set that was going to be called Alex Ovechkin 895. No release date as of yet that I've seen anyways. So lots of questions here. Can you vacuum the card then if it's carpet?
Hey, I applaud the effort. Once again, hire me. I don't ask. I take. I would have gotten you way cooler stuff. Yeah, just give me the pass in the building. I'll take care of the rest.
I better get a piece with 2 colors in it.
Yeah, will a multicolored carpet card be worth more than
I don't want anything to do with that carpet card. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard.
I'm trying to make the best out of this situation. If
I would
get
keep
one,
the
it better be
carpet.
both colors.
I would keep the carpet and have it as a grand prize at the expo for somebody. That would be cool. Give the whole carpet away to somebody.
Now, this carpet was on ice, and there has to be some water molecules on it. So is this a way for Upper Deck to one-up Fanatics here? Can they say it's carpet that includes game-used ice, water, molecule fragments?
Maybe the dirt.
You like my science term?
The dirt from the shoe of Ovi.
It's like, could we not get a helmet or skate or something, anything?
But maybe they're planning on it. You know, I don't know why they don't want to talk about it. Like, oh man, we got the helmet. Wait for it. And we got some gloves. Wait for it. Why is secrecy's crappy in this?
If I'm Upper Deck, I would have had a guy on the bench peeling off his sweaty, sticky jersey every shift and putting a new one on him.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't I text you guys something the other day about them? Aren't they?
Yeah, he wore a new jersey every period, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Like whoever works for Upper Deck should be, and I'm going to say the word again, ferocious in the build. Like ferocity should exist. Like you're representing one of the most storied companies in my lifetime, right here. You have that logo behind your back, and you're going there to get memorabilia to bless this beautiful hobby of ours. I wouldn't be like, oh, sorry, excuse me, can I get in there? No. You go in there and you're the boss. That's what I would be doing. But you know, maybe you can't do that. Maybe you have to wait for everything, and I don't know, man.
I didn't put this in the notes, so I don't have a photo, but the one thing that kind of interests me the most, and I thought, like would I actually buy this is, and there's a couple size options, but Fanatics right now has photographs of him breaking the record, either doing the slip and slide thing or like jumping up in the air, that will be hard signed for like $250.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love that. That would be nice. Yeah.
I thought, that's a fair price, right?
Sure.
And I don't think you get it till September, because here again, right? So that's another thing is you market it and sell it, but then you say we're going to ship this 6 months from now because we need the time to do it right. We're not going to put a sticker auto of OV on an 8x10 photo. We're going to have them sign it.
Got to get down. We got to get to the bottom of the sticker auto thing. There's got to be a reason that nobody's realizing. I think the reason is then you get no auto if this is the best. And I don't think they understand the answer is nobody cares. I'm sure there's one out of 50 might all take the sticker auto. Sure, you can keep it. You know.
Well, I think you can charge more if you make iconic cards that people go crazy over. That you can pay more to get it done and charge more and make more.
It's
everybody wins.
It's harder. It's a much harder feat to get rid of sticker autos and make better insert products. I totally agree. But I think at the end game, you're making more money.
If that achievement card had 895 on it, goal record, 101 on card signatures between the two, that's $100,000 plus card all day long.
Oh,
if they did it out of 8, there's still $20,000 cards all day.
Well, they don't see the money regardless from the third party, but their brand is boop, 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 boop.
But if you know that there could be people are caught up in the emotion of OV getting the record, and there's a potential $100,000 chase card
Okay.
that I can get. People are going to flock to e-pack, and they're going to buy those $10 packs like they're candy.
The Click Mafia.
Yeah.
Keyboard soldiers and the Click Mafia. I love it.
Okay. Let's look at the OV hobby market since breaking the record a little bit. Some interesting stuff. So I looked this morning. Again, we're recording on Wednesday. So Sunday through Wednesday morning, looked at card ladder sales history a little bit, and it's about 3 days. Okay, we've had 2,100 OV cards have sold per card ladder sales history. Now remember, all last month there was 7,000 cards that have sold. So there's, as you would expect, a definite uptick in interest in OV cards. Now, already in the last 3 days, there's been 49 sales of $1,000 or more, and 106 sales of 500 US or more. 2 Young Guns have sold since Sunday, or PSA 10s, one for 5,300 and one for 4,600. So, God, big difference. Now, somebody paid $700 more for an OV Young Gun PSA 10. Nothing crazy has sold yet, like nothing super big. I did find a bonkers sale on eBay that I'm really excited to talk. I don't know if you saw the notes, Phil, but this one had me processing for a while. So somebody timed an auction to end on Sunday after the goals record. And it was a lot that had 2 real big OV cards, right?
Wow.
A True Cup, True RPA out of 99, BGS 910. Beautiful, like 3, maybe a sliver of a 4th color patch. And then an Emblems of Endorsements RPA out of 15 from the Cup, 2005-06, BGS 9.510. So big cards, right? And so, number one, it's interesting to put these together in a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I would do that. Very high end. You want to take a guess what the winning bid was, Phil? How much did it take to pull this down?
70,000.
I think that's a pretty good guess. What do you think, Louis? The value that maybe even close to 100? Maybe I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I went low because I think you're implying it went low. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 70.
Phil, the winning bid was $12,446.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
No, it wasn't. What?
Yes. So I'm thinking this can't even be real. So I went and I looked up the cert numbers to make sure that, like, are these
are the cards real?
And they both checked out from a cert number. It wasn't from a brand. I mean, it didn't have like a lot of, like, 250 kind of ratings on eBay was the seller. If these are real and somebody bought these for $12,446, that could be the steal of the decade.
And someone off themselves who sold them. There's no whoever sold it. Listen, they're not mailing them. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, we talk about poopy eBay buyers all the time.
They got lost in the mail. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's damaged.
Yeah. Listen, but you're out, like, I mean, just on my guess, you're out
50 plus
$67,554. Like, you're screwed. You know,
huge mistake to sell these as a lot. Number one, right?
There's collusion. This doesn't make sense.
And the auction ended at like 1 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, this slipped by all of us and our friends and our acquaintances. Even the people we don't like didn't talk about this. Come on, something's weird here.
Yeah, Josh,
stick with it, Josh. Stick with it.
When you put those numbers in there, and I started making this little slide, you got 100K, 75K. I'm like, oh yeah, somebody must have got it for like 60 or 50. And then I saw 12,446. I'm like, should I call Josh?
It feels like
and
it's too good to be true.
Right. I was going to call you and say, did you type that correctly before I do this?
I would have another zero, and now it makes sense. Oh, of course. I mean,
I'd pay 20 for that right now. Boom. I'll give you $20,000 for those 2 cards. No problem.
Well, so I also noticed on the listing that there was no eBay authenticity guarantee, and we've been hard on the authenticity guarantee. But if I had bought this even for $12,000, I'm demanding eBay sends it to authenticity, because I'm still like, there has to be something wrong here.
Well,
only time you want them to send it there. This is it.
I eat my words on that. Yeah, no. Because then you can blame them, right? Like, whoa.
Yeah, well, then it's like it's insured or whatever through that. They're guaranteeing. I must have sat for 20 minutes trying to figure out like what's the angle here, and if somebody really, if you bought this and you got the cards for $12,000, come on our show so we can spend like an hour telling you about how you're the biggest genius that ever walked the face.
Yeah, and come on and if you're the seller and you actually sold this for that amount, come on Friday Nights with Phil. I have many questions and a lot of guidance followed by your answers.
Is this worse than the guy that lost 100,000 on the McDavid RPA the other day, or
it's probably the same guy? It's his wife. It's his ex-wife. I'm telling you, she's cleaning him out.
I
think Louis right though. My prediction is that the buyer gets the refund, and I can't find him.
Yeah. No, I listen, as you said, like, I mean, so verified in Terapeak.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. That's where I found it in Terra, because I was verifying another sale, and like Card Ladder does not list lots typically, so it wasn't in Card Ladder, and yeah, it was paid for.
No, I don't have Card Ladder.
If you win that auction, you're paying as fast as humanly effing possible.
I'm driving to the guy's house saying, you know what? Save your money on shipping, bud. I'm right here.
Yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm flying in from Dubuque. Last week, boys, we started hobby tiers where we're trying to figure out like who's tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe beyond that, but probably not. And we got through tier 1. See, I totally feel laugh. Louis didn't like it, but I totally feel laugh.
Yeah. I laughed, but I was just like, oh, Jesus. All right.
Hobby tiers.
So emo.
Very emo. Okay. So I think people generally agreed with the guys we put in the first tier. There's a few how dare yous about Mario Lemieux. But I think most people saw our logic. And for the record, of course, we love Mario Lemieux. No shade. It's just we use the ability to generate $100,000 card sales in the present or near future as a key piece of that criteria. And the solo cards are just not quite on that level. Now, of course, he does have like a couple dual shields with Crosby and Gretzky that are 6-figure cards, but you have to, that's because of those guys too. So here's a quick recap of who we put in tier 1. We had Wayne. I don't know. Should he be now? He's not the goals record king. So
I know. Put him in 2.
One goal to go and he'll be there.
Yeah.
One goal away from tying
OVI.
Then we had McDavid, Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe, Mr. Bobby Orr, O-V, and Crosby. Now, those are the 6 biggest hobby chases from a top end perspective, and all seem pretty solid in those spots. I don't think anyone's going anywhere. No Bedard. No, a year ago we might have had Bedard in a tier of his own above Gretzky, and I'm sure the hobby can't wait. Will he make tier 2? We'll have to see, right? We don't know. So here's the players. Now we're gonna run through and put the players that in T2 Judgement Day, as we're calling it. It's going to start. I think this whole exercise is going to get a lot more interesting moving forward, especially I think beyond today. When we get to tier 3, it's going to get really hard. So the first player in tier 2 is Mario Lemieux. So everyone can take a deep breath. Calm down. The world is right again. Of course, Super Mario is one of the greatest players of all time. And while he doesn't have the elite hobby market that the guys in the first tier have, it's still pretty strong. The iconic Mario card is, of course, the 1985 O-Pee-Chee rookie, where PSA 10 has sold for. What do you think the high sale on this is, Phil? What would you guess the highest sale on this card ever?
PSA 10 would probably the highest it would go for $3,500.
$80,100 in January 2021. Phil's an expert in the hobby. No, top 48. I think now they're in the 30 range, but it peaked in the pandemic about 80. I'm of course a huge Mario Lemieux fan. I like his cards.
You are?
You guys? Oh yeah.
Oh, I wish I liked him a lot more. I respect him just as much as everybody else.
Yeah. Well, what is your thing?
I don't know. I pick another player that I don't have a thing for. I don't know. I don't. There's nothing I resonated with him growing up. It's Pittsburgh. Like, who cares?
And part of greatness is longevity and consistency, reliability. You know, like you say, what the best ability is availability. But I saw today that if he played the same amount of games as Gretzky and Ovi, he would have had like 1,100 goals.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a whataboutism kind of guy.
I know.
Yeah.
And I mean, he didn't, right? So it doesn't matter. But Louis, where do you stand on Lemieux?
Great hockey player, icon. Just I've never chased him. If I pull a card or get one, I'm like, oh hey, cool, it's a Lemieux.
Yeah, I'm excited to put it in someone else's hands that likes Mario Lemieux. Like he's a tier 1 NHL player, right? Like
but he's a tier 2 hobby guy because it's always like you feel like he should be in the top tier, but he's not, right?
So it sounds like a lot of other people feel similarly to myself.
By a lot of other people, yeah, maybe. Okay. So Mario Lemieux is the first guy we're putting into the second hobby tier. The second player, and this is like the scariest profile photo ever. It's from like directly out of a horror movie, but Maurice Rocket Richard.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny. One of the most iconic goal scorers, of course, of all time. Eight-time Cup champion. 544 goals was the most in NHL history when he retired. So he was the OV before Gretzky and Ovi and Gordie Howe, and I don't know, did Esposito break his record before Howe? Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, now did he get a commemorative puck with game used ice when he broke the record?
I don't think they melted the ice at the Forum that often.
Okay. Now, of course, the iconic Rocket Richard card would be his 1951 Parkhurst rookie card. Highest sale to date is a PSA 8.5 that sold for $75,000 US in July of 2021.
You wouldn't imagine picking the Lemieux rookie PSA 10 over the Richard Parkey 8?
Yeah, that's for more money.
Yeah, it's nuts.
2 copies of this card have sold for more than 50,000. Here's one though where I think it's tough just to look at hobby sales because I think that the highest graded, especially copies of this card, this is not like an OV Future Watch where they sell every couple months. I think these cards stay buried. You know what I mean?
You're talking about the 51 Parkey?
This card.
Yeah.
The Rocket Richard. Like,
what do you think the demographic of ownership is? Like 68 plus?
Like it's in Laval, Quebec, like for sure.
Laval.
Sorry.
It's not Laval.
Laval.
There's no U after the A.
Well, the worst ever was when I think during Bedard hype, either myself or Troy, I won't blame Troy, probably me, said like Regina instead of Regina.
Oh, Regina?
People lost their minds.
Regina George. Stop saying fetch. It's not gonna happen.
Okay. So Lemieux, Rocket Richard, are you guys on board so far with seem like tier 2 guys to you?
Yeah, I mean, what do you have? Like 20 players on here?
No, just a few.
No? Okay.
Now the third player is Phil's most beloved and cherished AM34. Soak it in, buddy.
Nice picture.
Now, maybe this is a tiny spoiler alert, but he's the only active player in tier 2. I think beyond when I think of Matthews, like in the hobby, right? You have McDavid and active players. Now, isolating on those, you have McDavid, Ovi, and Sid, which are definitely a cut above. But I can't think of anyone below or above Matthews. Anyone else really? That's a bigger.
He has a cup, and his cards go for.
No, not as they don't go for what Matthews cards go for.
No, all right.
They just don't. So yeah, he beyond him and Draisaitl are now the premier sort of younger gold scorers in the NHL. A little bit of the problem I think with Matthews because now in tier 2 is like we're evolving our approach to this. I'm trying to think, well, what's their iconic card? I had a hard time with Matthews.
It's Young Guns. It's his Young Guns.
Yeah, I went with the Cup RPA. I think because that's his highest selling card. Sold for 55. This one sold for 55,200 in April of 2023. And I find that a lot of people don't agree with me when I make this point. And I love I actually love the aesthetic of a 2-color jersey, like the Maple Leafs, and and the Red Wings would fall on the same thing. But when it comes to patches, it just they never pop. Like,
They don't.
you know,
The Red Wings has a lot of breaks and colors, and
stuff
the
going
Leaf is
on.
just a solid. It's
Mhm.
unfortunate for some, beneficial for others.
Sure, but if he had more like a third color to his jersey or something like that, I think his cards might even go for more. But
I can't usually if here's a lesson for people. If you're going to say something, have an example of what it is you're fighting for. I don't in this case, but I don't know I don't like associating the most iconic card with the most expensive card. Now I can't tell you what card I would throw in there instead of this one, but I'm having just for conversation's sake, having a hard time chewing on this one being the most iconic.
Well, I agree with you actually, and I default because I couldn't really think of one. I defaulted to this. That was
okay.
But
I can't wait to go to an expo and not see a BGS, Marner, and Matthews slab blocking my entire view every third table I go to. All the Pelican boys pull all their Matthews and Marners, cover the whole thing. It's a bane of my existence, man.
But even though you don't like the Leafs, of course, Phil, and you don't love Matthews. I mean,
I'm biased. I'm completely and utterly biased, right?
But do you agree that he probably deserves to be in tier 2?
Yes, with Makar.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth player added to the second hobby tier is the only pre-war player so far, George Vezina. His 1911 C55 rookie is the most iconic pre-war card. So that makes it, by default, right, his most iconic card. It's one of the hobby's most iconic cards overall. The twice it sold for more than 50,000, the highest sale being this PSA 7, 61,200 US in May 2021. I could honestly see if the right card went for sale today, I think his legacy continues to grow. It could fetch over 100,000 in the right circumstance. I wouldn't be shocked. And as long as the top goalie trophy every year is going to be named after him, I think he's going to have a big hobby chase. A little bit of the challenge with these vintage guys, especially pre-war, is they're kind of one card
wonders
hobbies. One card wonders is actually an amazing way to put it, because this guy died in 1926, right? There's no cup auto cards coming for him, and if somebody does find a George Vezina game used jersey, I almost hope they wouldn't cut it up and put it in a hockey card. I mean, that belongs in the Hall of Fame on a mannequin, or intact, right? And he had basically the first 2 years, he had 1911 and 1912 during his playing career, maybe some in the early 20s, I can't remember, but there's just not a lot out there. But that being said, yes, he's a one-hit wonder, but this is one of the biggest cards that we have in our hobby.
Do you think if the goalie award wasn't named the Vezina, he'd have as many dues given to him? You think the cards would be this expensive if he was just regular George Vezina? No, I don't think so either.
Because he wouldn't have the recognition. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be.
Because his name gets said a million times a year, right? And like there's the argument that you could make the argument it should be the Patrick Waugh Trophy at this point, right?
Of course.
And give him a 50-year run, and then rename it the Dustin Wolf Trophy or something like that, right? That was a joke.
Not the Brodeur Award, Louis. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
number 2 can have the award. It's fine.
It does tie it back. It does keep the history alive, though, a little bit too, right? And
I have very mixed feelings about it.
I do too. I don't know the right answer.
I don't think there is one. You just right. No. It's going to happen or it's not. Right. History's going to get forgotten or it's not. History's not accurate. It's just written by the victors. Isn't that a quote or something?
And I just come back to with Vezina. If you're a pre-war collector, this is the card.
And so this is what I thought of on Monday's show when, and to double check I was right, but when Andrew Shee, brother, I know you're listening because you always do, you asked the question, what are you most excited about for the April Toronto Expo? I remember seeing this card in the fall. I don't know what it was graded, 2, 1, but that's what my answer was about seeing all the rare specimens of the hobby. I thought of this right when I read your question, and this is the crap, the stuff you see there, and it's awesome to see, and I don't take it for granted seeing stuff like this there because they're amazing.
Go to Martin Sports. He's got them all. It's one of the best booths in the whole place. Booths.
It wasn't a PSA. Yeah. Okay, Martin. Good tip there, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been my second expo. I was at Jeremy Lee's booth talking to him, and somebody had just bought this card, not a PSA 7, but a nice copy, and they let me hold it. Don't clip that. Yeah. And it was amazing to have this such iconic card in your hand. One more player in tier 2. So tier 1 had 6 players. I put 5 in tier 2. Now this might be the biggest surprise, the most controversial.
I feel like we should be able to guess.
All right, guess. Who do you think? Well, Louis knows.
I should be able to. I can't seem to. I would have.
Take a guess.
Let me help you. Let me hold on. Let me help you out.
Okay,
never. I was going to say, no, don't forget. He did say earlier, you might ruin it. It's not an.
That's who I'd pick. I would pick Patrick Waugh.
Well, you're close. Maybe this is another one card wonder, but it's one of the biggest, again, one of the absolute monster cards in this hobby that we kind of forget about often. Bobby Hull.
Oh, the Golden Jet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you.
Well, his 1958 rookie, this card, Phil, is 7 times this card is sold for more than $50,000.
It's a big one. I understand.
It's one of the biggest cards in the highest sale is a PSA 8 that went for $87,000 US.
Yeah, no, I listen,
I get it. He's controversial and.
No, I don't care about that. No, I don't care about that. That's a different conversation. No, numbers don't lie. That's what people are willing to pay. That adds to the beef of the conversation. I get it. I would have picked Makar Waugh and taken Bobby out.
So why do people spend such insane amounts of money on this card then?
Because they want to one up their old fart buddies with a better grade. That's my theory. Hey, George, look what I got. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think again, I'm a big Makar fan too, but he's had one sale over 20,000, and part of it too. Now, this whole exercise is going to lean towards, at the very top end, people that are retired, right? Because their careers are over, their legacies are set, their numbers are retired, they're in the Hall of Fame, and their rookies were, in the case of vintage guys, very scarce and a long time ago. Where Makar is a baby Bobby Orr in his career. So
I look at it this way. You are tier 1 is your safest purchase for resale. Yes. Tier 2 is your second safest tier for resale. So you're right. Baby Bobby McCord could break his femur, and not everyone can be Ovi. If he doesn't like Subway, that leg's not fixing. So he might never be the same player again, right? So you can't then. And if we put him in tier 2, people will be like, well, I put my life savings in tier 2 Makar and you ruined me. And well, my fault. That's how I look at this. I would say your money is way safer in Makar than Bobby Hull in general with the right cards, right? But I guess that's muddying the waters a little bit.
Even when you look at Bobby Hull, though, now nothing approaches his 1958 tops. But if you look at like high graded copies throughout the 60s, they go for big money. And again, I mean, he's just not very top of mind. His new cup cards don't, or newer stuff, or more, probably not ultra modern, but more modern stuff don't have quite the chase. But his vintage stuff, I mean, whether that's registry people or what, I don't know.
It's a nice card. It's a decent card. Handsome guy, Golden Jet, beautiful blonde hair, nice Blackhawks. I mean, there's a lot going for it. Simple. It's 58. It looks longer, or it looks older. than it might really be. 58's not that long ago, but I don't know,
Well,
man.
I like the way you put it about risk, and because when you were saying that, I was thinking, well, of the 11 players, Austin Matthews is by far the most risky, right?
Yep, I agree.
And then McDavid probably after that, I would say.
I'd agree again. Yeah.
Do you like that sort of angle, Louis, the risk side of it?
It's a different angle to take. I'm still on the fence whether I would have Hull and Vesna up here. Yes, the prices of what they get for the cards. I think of this more as hobby, as in collector tiers, like who people are chasing. So I might have dropped those two down one.
See, Jeremy Lee
was...
would put Vesna in tier 1. He would. He'd put him right in tier 1.
Sure, depending on your methodology or criteria and methodology, it will change. And again, it doesn't mean that tier 3 is bad, but I think when you get into tier 3 and 4, you're going to get a lot more active players, because to Phil's point is that that's where they're more volatile, right? Where if you spend $20,000 on a Makar card and for whatever reason his career ends prematurely, he gets traded to the Sabres or something like that. I mean,
unless
there can be a lot of risk.
Yeah, unless he got schmuckered by a Mack truck or something, right?
Yeah. So, all right, we're through. Well, we want to hear what you guys think, so be sure to comment. Let us know where you think we got it right, where we got it wrong, and I'm really looking to 3 and 4. I think that's going to be hard, but
Hull and the picture you picked for tier 2, he looks like Fire Marshal Bill and Joe Biden had a baby. Sleepy Joe.
Wow.
So funny.
Time to move on to new product releases, which of course is brought to you by Gongshow friends and partners, Mint Inc. There's another Mint Inc. trade night. They just had the National Hockey Card Day deal last weekend. Well, tomorrow night at their flagship store in Vaughan. Be sure to register for your free spot at mintink.ca. Also, remember, Mint Inc. will be hosting the official trade night on Saturday night at the Expo coming up later this month. It's right at the International Center where the Expo is. Starts right after the show ends on Saturday night. There'll be the bar. They have snacks, DJ. They always do this in the right way, top notch. There is a small entry fee, but it benefits a charity, Mackenzie Health Foundation. So good on Mint Inc. for stepping up and doing good for the world through the hobby there. We will all be there, so can't wait to meet you guys and say hi. It's a big release week, 24-25 SPX. We'll be talking about that in a minute. And Mint Inc. is Canada's new release headquarters, whether you're picking up boxes in Vaughan or Davenport in person or ordering them from anywhere in Canada on mintinc.ca. They got you. Speaking of shipping from anywhere in Canada, Louis,
my favorite part.
Once a week. Come on.
Louis, you remember Phil, right?
You do.
Well, you won't believe the latest now. Just get ready. So on Monday, I get a call from Phil. He's saying, hey, I need to chat. And he said, no, this one's really personal. Yeah, and he asked me not to share this with anyone, so you can keep this secret, right, Louis? Just between you and me?
Sure.
Because I think he's going to get mad. So you know that Phil's a hedge trimmer, right? Like that's what he does for a job?
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's much better at trimming hedgerows than the forest downstairs, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he doesn't have the lawnmower 2.0.
He said it's a real problem, like a shocking problem. And that's really starting to affect his personal life. And apparently, like, his briefs don't fit right anymore.
That is nonsense.
Like an afro. I get it.
Yeah. So he found a guy.
A guy.
Now, I guess there's an expert on trimming the forest, the one downstairs kind. And the problem, though, is this guy lives on Vancouver Island. And according to Phil, he's going to have to go there like 4 or 5 weeks to learn how to use, the equipment, the power tools to trim the forest downstairs. And I guess the deforestation techniques, that can make a major difference in his personal life. He's hesitating, though. He's like, I just don't know if I can go to Vancouver Island. I'm not sure there's an LCS where I feel confident getting my new hockey releases, like he mentioned, 24-25 SPX.
Could be a problem on the island, yeah.
It could be. And so, but I reminded him, Louis, I'm like, Phil, Mint can ship you new releases anywhere in Canada. You don't have to worry. I said, you go and knock down that forest, Phil. Mint Ink's got you. I don't think I've seen him happier. It was beautiful. It was a great way to end the call. And remember, Mint Ink can ship you your hobby boxes anywhere in Canada. Right, Phil?
Phil's stuck.
Phil
Hey.
froze.
Uh-oh. What are you doing, Phil?
What?
Oh, you
He froze.
you were frozen. You're digital right now.
Oh, sorry. I guess the Wi-Fi wasn't working at my house.
Oh, okay. Well, 2024 25 SPX came out yesterday. Watched a lot of breaks today on the new hockey release. From what I gather, people are liking the cards in general, especially the price point. I think that factors into it. That feels like pretty good value. Saw some big hits already that we're going to show. So a friend of the show, Calder City Sports Cards, hit the OVI Base Gold Spectrum 101.
What?
Boom. Right away.
Yeah.
Bang. Get her
No
done.
kidding.
Day one. Then Breezy, the breaker, hit the Celebrini Extended Rookies Gold Spectrum Auto 101. Sticker auto, unfortunately, but nice looking card nonetheless. And then another one that I found, not quite as rare. It's not a 101, but it's the most
cool.
rare ratio card, these Salute, that are 1 in 800 packs. So all for the hobby. Another breaker hit this one too.
What's is that, like a lamp or something?
No, it's the Salute Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky on steroids?
Feels
What is
No,
the
come on.
peculiar shape?
I don't know.
border.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Now some of them have autos where there's an auto. Yeah. Where there's an auto on the right side of it because they're kind of like leaning. They got like the gangster lean
Yeah.
going on.
I really
there.
like the card. I don't think I want the black. I'll have to see it in hand. Really sharp set though.
Yeah. Overall, I'm very impressed. Good job on Party Time Pat at Upper Deck. He's the one that built this for them.
Oh, good job, Pat. Yeah, great man. What an insert set. It's wicked. Yeah.
Did the configure. So I don't know. What have you guys seen? What do you think so far? Phil, you were in marshaling some of the breaks today and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was great. I thought the SPX was the chat's happy and they're upset because if you pick the team and you're not getting the hits, you're going to think SPX isn't good, right? So the first day isn't always the best. So going by my opinion, I think it's a great set. The price point is top notch. $140 up here. Yeah, man. It's anything $200 and less is great for a box if you get a good amount of cards. I think a lot of work went into this set. All the inserts are very, very different and very shiny. Love shiny, love colorful, and I'm very excited to open it on Friday.
Any cards speak to you, Louis?
Nothing like jumps off the plate at me, but I do like this set. Wasn't always a big SPX guy, but when we went through the cards for Monday's show, I'll buy a box. The price is right. What the heck?
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you. So you're at the card shop, you got $100 in your budget to buy a box. Is this a box you would consider at that price?
Yeah.
Me too. So good job on them. And we'll see how things shake out on the secondary markets if people go after the cards. There is another item I do want to mention in new product releases. So we got a day or so ago, Upper Deck released information on their box wrapper redemption and case wrapper redemption program for the Expo.
You know what that means.
Yeah, you know the Expo's coming when stuff like this comes out. So if you're not familiar, how this works is usually it's like gold balloons. Any certified diamond dealer like Mint Ink, right, is a certified diamond dealer. And if you buy a box at Mint Ink, they will give you a redemption slip that you can take. And if it's one of the qualifying boxes, you can take that to the Upper Deck booth and they will hand you a redemption pack. If you buy a case, you get 10 redemption packs. And then normally Upper Deck has a display case with a bunch of autos in it of the higher end players. And they'll randomly draw, there's like a ticket to pick up one of those autos as well. So the qualifying products and boxes for this year are 2024-25 Series 2. Makes sense, right? Just came out. Allure 24-25. That's exciting. Nice. I could see myself buying some Allure. 2024-25 Synergy, another product that people generally like. Last, rest in peace, Synergy. EX 2000, praise the Lord, there. And then what's kind of interesting is a couple products that are not out yet. So from what I've been told, the next release will be 2425 SP Game Used, but and that is included in the program. And then they have 2425 Metal Universe, which I'm not sure that is
gonna make
happening.
it?
Yeah, so that might be a typo on Upper Deck's part. We'll see, because I can't imagine them having 2 releases yet.
Yeah, it doesn't
before the expo, and we've heard nothing about Metal, but it probably means Metal's coming sooner than later. So, yeah.
A lot of good. Listen, I circled back to Metal last year. Woo, there's some nice cards in there, man. There's some real nice cards in Metal. That's a sleeper set.
Yeah. 100%. So that's the news on the Rapper Redemption program, and it gets us now to personal pickups.
It does.
Phil, what do you got to share with us?
I got nothing.
You have nothing.
Well, I got some stuff, but I'm trying to finish my mail day video. I'm sorry I couldn't get it done, but I shouldn't. I don't want to give away my secret. Nothing. Shame.
Shame on you.
I know.
It's okay.
Yeah, Phil.
Yeah.
Shame.
Louis.
Yeah. Yeah. Some guy told me these cards were awesome when he got his in hand, and he said, "Hey, there's a Nico Heischer on ComC. You should get it. What are they? Rookie what's? Breakouts?
Breakouts.
This is like 24 bucks. I thought that's
crazy. They're all numbered out of 100. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Right. So a 17-18 Upper Deck rookie breakouts out of 100. Heischer. Couldn't resist. Felt peer pressured, but it's
great.
He's looking out for my best interests.
Absolutely.
I got you. I got you, man.
I got you with your money.
I had 2 pickups. The first one I just couldn't resist because I just love these cards so much. And it was cheap. 2021-22 Fleer Ultra, Cale Makar, Baby Bobby Orr. Gold medallions at a 200 raws, like $15. Come on.
15 bones? Yeah, I hate how the golds are out of 200s. We put sapphire off ahead of gold. Get out of here. It's ridiculous.
Then, so I was going to buy a box of SPX, but for once in my life, maybe. We'll see.
Bought the card instead?
I bought the card instead. And instead of like $110 for a box, I paid $45 for this 2024-25 SPX Sidney Crosby Grand Finale.
Nice.
Out of 50.
Nice.
I don't know. Maybe I overpaid by $5 or $10, but it's a lot cheaper than a box. So I know you like this card, Phil?
Yeah, I do. What's FNB? Suck it, Trebek. What's FNB? Is that like a bank or something in Pittsburgh?
What do you mean FNB?
Above the penguin head.
First National Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's the ad.
Very Euro, bro.
I want to see it in hand. So
yeah,
I looked at a lot of pictures today, and there's a gold parallel, and then there's the Grand Finale, which is kind of gold, and then there's the Gold Spectrum 101, and they all kind of look the same.
Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't this a gold card?
No, this is a Grand Finale at a 50.
I'm going to buy the gold one and tell everyone I have the same card as Josh.
It's kind of like those O-Pee-Chee glossies you get in Premiere, where you don't know if it's gold, bronze, red. Can't tell the difference.
Maybe.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah,
you need to stop sending me things to buy now, though. I am deeply into my.
I'm done.
I'm into my expo money now, and it's.
Damn. I'm done sending cards to your house, Louis. You should just have the conversation.
Yeah, probably should stop talking about it too.
Should we tell? Yeah, that's fine. Why don't you tell the group, people listening? We'll send them off with my wicked Louis. Can I mail American cards to your house?
Oh yeah. So, how did I notice that? Oh, I get an email with the mail coming to my house within like today or tomorrow. So every day I get an email, and I look at.
And you're Phil's card mule. We got to get that out there. That Phil, has you. There's drug mules and card mules, and now you don't shove them in your butt. I hope, but yours card mule.
It's optional. He asked me. I said, You do you, buddy.
He said, do whatever I got to do. Now,
Might not want to do a die cut, though. Might hurt a little.
I have a card coming to my house.
Metal card.
Well, I can't find it, but here's the funny thing.
Carpet.
It says it's addressed to Phil, to my address. All's good and grand. I'm like, hey, that's cool. But then I looked at, what? Are you in a rush?
No, I'm just curious for the.
But I look at the return address in the corner, and it's Canada. I'm like, so Phil has a guy sending a card from Canada to me in the States.
Yeah.
Now I got to bring back to him.
Yeah. I'm not a good importer exporter.
You're not Judge George Costanza. What do? I do imports. I do exports.
I'm an importer exporter.
Tabo.
Art Vandalay Industries, right?
Vandalay Industries, yeah. Pants around the ankles, running from the bathroom. Away we go.
Yeah. Here it is. Card coming from. Oh, imagine that. It's he sent it from Windsor, Ontario to me for me to bring back up.
Well, it's pretty close to the border. You probably just.
If it would have been from Ottawa, that would have been the best.
Yeah.
I wish it was from Ottawa.
I don't order from Ottawa. I go pick it up. Even though they usually want to mail it. They're like, can I just mail it?
You've bought stuff on eBay where you picked up in person?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, lots of sellers in Ottawa. Oh, tons of sellers around here, man. Tons and tons. Not all the time. I'd probably say I could count on both hands. So that's not all the time, but it's happened over 5, under 10. Yeah.
What can you count to in both hands?
To 10.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You are in the tree trimming business.
Well, 9.5. It depends if it's cold in the winter and my hand's seizing up. And Pinky kind of does what it wants.
All right.
Stop looking at me, Swan. Yeah.
Good luck on Vancouver Island, Phil. I hope you get your
buddy
matches taken care of.
Veronica Vaughn, so hot. All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody. If you like the episode, please leave a rating, review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, you want to join us on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider a $5 US donation. Join our $2.99 level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description in both podcast and YouTube apps, Instagram, TikTok profiles, and our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, and on Patreon's website, which is at patreon.com, and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We're on social media. We post there. Stuff about hockey. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Darbox Ventures LLC. Have an awesome weekend. We can't wait to see you again on Monday. Louis, take us out.
Bye.
Yo, it's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in the show.